outside of the hall to come into the hall as we will begin our session momentarily. I also humbly request everyone to keep their mobile phones on silent or on vibrate mode, or to keep it switched off throughout the duration of the session.
परदेशबाट फर्की आयो आफ्नै प्यारो माटो सम्झेर
Thank you to the performers from Sadhana Kala Kendra. And with that, I would like to welcome our dignitaries on the front row. Architect Rajesh Thapa, Conference Chair and President of SCAF. Please give him a round of applause, everyone. Engineer Sushil Gewali, CEO of NRA. Our chief guest, Engineer Shankar Nath Rimal. Engineer Shankar Nath Rimal received his Colombo plan for electrical engineering and later shifted to civil engineering while he graduated from Calcutta University in 1957, starting his professional work as an assistant engineer in the Public Works Department. He left for Germany in 1959 on a year-long training and started his own firm, Shankar Nath Rimal Engineers and Architects Private Limited, in 1961. His philosophy of spiritual quality in designs, heterogeneity over homogeneity, faithful use of elements and emphasis on the pure forms have always been his philosophy in his design works. Let us welcome our chief guest with another round of applause, everyone. Moving on, I would like to also welcome our guest of honor, Engineer Sushil Bhatta from the National Planning Commission. We have our special guest, Engineer Gopal Prasad Sigdel, Joint Secretary of the Ministry of Physical Infrastructure and Transportation. Please welcome him with a round of applause, everyone. Engineer Mahendra Bahadur Gurung, past President of Nepal Engineers Association and former CEO of Pancheshwar Hydroelectric Project. Okay, moving on, we have Engineer Tuklal Adhikari, Technical Committee Chair and Vice President of SCAF. Mrs. Tara Amatya, KMA Award Trustee. Engineer Thakur Prasad Sharma, Conference Manager. Engineer Krishna Prasad Sapkota, General Secretary and Conference Secretary. Engineer Amitabha Ghoshal, President of CEAI. P. Dr. Upendra Lal Karna, President of ASNE Engineer. Please keep the applause coming, everyone. I would also like to put our hands together for Ramesh Guragai, Deputy Executive Director of National Society for Earthquake Technology. Seems he's not present right now. Moving on, Rabi Singh, President of Federation of Contractors Association of Nepal. We would also like to welcome our past presidents of SCAF, Bal Sundar Malla, Badan Lal Nyacho, Ram Bahadur Shrestha, Keshav Kumar, and Dr. Hari Brahm Shrestha. Without further ado, I would like to move on with the session. For the signing of the MOU, I would like to invite the President of SCAF, Architect Rajesh Thapa, onto the stage. Please welcome him with a round of applause, everyone. I would also like to invite Engineer Amitabha Ghoshal, President of Consulting Engineers Association of India, onto the stage. This is the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding for Mutual Cooperation between SCAF and CEAI. As witness, we have our General Secretary of SCAF, Krishna Sapkota ji.
At least
Thank you very much, Mr. Ghoshal. Now I would like to invite Mr. Ghoshal to come to the dais for a short address. Yes. Please, everyone, give him a round of applause.
Good afternoon, all present dignitaries on the stage, Mr. Rajesh Thapa, and all of you members and dignitaries attending the session. I thought before even signing the MOU with Nepalese Association, I should don the Nepal cap and be a part of Nepal culturally and ethnically. You see, we are signing a MOU as two different countries. But unfortunately, from my childhood, I had always looked at Nepal as a part of my being, because I had spent a lot of time in Darjeeling, and we have never learned to think Nepal as a different country. So that way it gives me great pleasure to come here as the President of Consulting Engineers Association of India and sign this MOU, which we hope will once again cement the bond between engineers in Nepal and in India. I was given an opportunity to speak yesterday, and I mentioned that all the developing countries of Asia, which had been deprived of the proper stage of development by colonialization, need to learn from each other and need to help each other to move forward and bring our status at the same level or perhaps even higher than so-called developed countries. The developed countries are developed at our cost, and it is time that we establish ourselves with all our potential, all our skill, and all our knowledge, and bring back the past glory of the Asian countries which had been there all the time. And that can only happen if we synergize with each other, if we try to learn from each other. There's a lot to learn from the failures of others and also the success story of others. We in India have been going through a lot of failures, and there have been success. Same in Nepal, there had been certainly failures at various locations, and just this conference had been deliberating on how you are fighting back from the disaster that came with the Gorkha earthquake, and how you have organized yourself to bring back a resilient infrastructure so that the same experience, same bad experience of the past years are not repeated once again. And in this journey, we from India, who have suffered so much from earthquake in various regions, can be of some support and help. And this MOU will give an opportunity for engineers from Nepal to join and participate with Indians in similar projects, and the engineers from India will also get opportunity to come and share learning process from Nepal. CEI fortunately has got an headquarter building of their own in Delhi, and we provide the facility to all our members, member consultants, to come and take help of this office. They can, if they come for a meeting, they can utilize the resources which are available, and they can even get time to sit down and do some work. And after signing this MOU, we will certainly extend the same facility to members from the Nepalese engineering fraternity. We have to work together, and we have to move forward together, and that's the only thing that we can hope and pray for. Thank you very much for giving me this honor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ghoshal. I'm sure that this partnership between SCAF and CEAI. Oh, okay, absolutely, absolutely. He wants 1 more minute. Krishna, sir. And with that, we have exchanged the MOU. On behalf of SCAF, we have a small token for Mr. Ghoshal as well. And with this exchange of gifts and this signing of the MOU, I am sure this new partnership will bring positive impact to our society and our development goals. Thank you, Mr. Ghoshal. Next, I would like to invite on stage PE Dr. Upendra Lal Karna, President of American Society of Nepalese Engineers, for the signing of the second MOU. As witness, I would like to invite Anantaram Vaidyaji as well on stage. And from SCAF, I would like to invite General Secretary Krishna Sapkota as witness. Thank you very much. I would now like to invite PE Dr. Karna to share a few words on the dais.
First of all, I would like to welcome our chief guest here, Mr. Rimalji, Shankar Prasad Rimalji, and all present guests and organizing chair conference, Thapaji. My name is, as I say, Upendra Lal Karna. I am the president of American Society of Nepalese Engineers. That is a volunteer organization in USA of the engineers of Nepali origin over there. I would like to, thank and recognize the presence of all and the guests in this conference, attending this topic on the resilience infrastructure for better tomorrow, organized by NRA and SCAF. American Society of Nepalese Engineers is thankful to SCAF and this conference organizing committee to consider and recognize American Society of Nepalese Engineers as a knowledge partner of this conference. I am honored to be a part of this conference, and as we just signed the memorandum of understanding to have our mutual cooperation of technical knowledge share in the future here in Nepal. This was one of the relevant topic of the conference, resilience structures for better tomorrow at this time in Nepal, because Nepal lacks a smart and efficient infrastructure is the backbone of any country's development. A country cannot get up and run economically and socially without a efficient infrastructure. With this, there was in the last 2 days, we had a lot of sessions, 4 sessions, and a lot of different topics that we discussed, and we shared the knowledge, we gained the knowledge, and hope we are all going to get out of this, after this conference, some better understanding how we are share and do better works for the resilient structure development of Nepal. You know, with the Memorandum on Understanding of American Society of Nepalese Engineers, our aim is to have the knowledge transfer of the diaspora in Nepal. We have the experts of various subjects back in USA, association-wise in civil, electrical, mechanical, computer science, and other experts are there. Few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, after at the time we've been preparing for 3 or 4 years ago, but earthquake happened in 2015, and we did prepare a position paper, which is how that earthquake happens, what the things to be done, and then we have another 2 organizations, computer scientists of Nepal in USA, and American Medical Foundations in Nepal, American Nepalese Medical Foundation, Doctors Association back in India, back in Nepal, back in USA. So all the 3 organizations, we came together with the communication-wise, safety-wise, and the engineering-wise, what should be done, and then position paper is in the booklet in front of you. You might have seen that one, so please, and it was outside there, probably still some left there. Please take one of the books. And with the same notion, we are going to do now, last year when I was here, we had interactions with some of the people, officials in the state level in province number 2, as well as here, and with the NEA, SCAF, and then people had started that we should, look for the flood situation in Nepal. So at this time, just few months ago, 5 or 6 months ago, we have started a committee, and I'm the chairing the committee, and we have 4 or 5 contributors back from here in Nepal. We have from Netherlands, Australia, and other countries, experts in water resources, basically in the flood-related back and understanding of Nepal, as well as from USA, Canada, and the teams are preparing, and the same booklet will be prepared, and that is our independent report rather than the report by here in USA done by the government agencies or by the NGO with certain purpose, but our report will be independent. What is the position, what is the situation, how that happens, what it can be done if it happens, and what should be the long term of remedial actions. And the topic, this is the paper probably you might have seen. These are the topics that we are going to cover in that. A position paper on preparedness, response, mitigation, and disaster recovery for flood in southern Nepal. We have, as I said, experts from all around the world, and who are working on this prepare. Will be having the booklet by the end of next year. And I would like to request, if anybody, if you feel that you can contribute to this position paper, please feel free to contact us, contact me, and we'll be glad to have your expertise recognized and see how we can do for a better Nepal. Thank you.
Thank you, PE Dr. Karna. I'm sure with this exchange of expertise and with the exchange of knowledge, it will boost Nepal on the way to infrastructural, social, and economic development. Please give them a round of applause. The exchange of knowledge in the form of a booklet from the American Society of Nepalese Engineers, and from Nepal, a token of love as well. Thank you very much, sirs. Give them all a round of applause, everyone. Thank you for being so kind and so patient today. And now moving on with the program, I would like to invite onto the stage the conference manager, engineer Thakur Prasad Sharma, for the welcome address. Please welcome him with a round of applause, everyone.
Thank you, Serena. Namaste and a warm good evening to all. Respected architect Rajesh Thapa, session chair of the closing ceremony, conference convener and president of SCAF. Respected chief guest, engineer Shankar Nath Rimal. Guest of honor, engineer Sushil Bhatta, member, National Planning Commission. Engineer Sushil Gayawali, CEO, National Reconstruction Authority. Special guest, Engineer Gopal Sikdel, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Physical Planning and Transport. Engineer Mahendra Bahadur Gurung, past President, Nepal Engineers Association. Engineer Tuklal Adhikari, Technical Committee Chair and Vice President of SCAF. Mrs. Tara Amatya, KMA Award Trustee. Engineer Krishna Prasad Sapkota, Conference Secretary and General Secretary of SCAF. Engineer Amitabh Gosal, President, CEAI. Professional Engineer Dr. Upendra Lal Karna, President, ASNE and GR. Distinguished invitees, international and national participants of the conference, journalists, ladies and gentlemen. It is a matter of great pleasure for me as a conference manager to get this opportunity in welcoming you all for this closing session of the third international conference being organized by Society of Consulting Architectural and Engineering Firms, Nepal, jointly with National Reconstruction Authority, Government of Nepal, and other partner institutions like Federation of Contractors Association Nepal and National Society of Earthquake Technology, along with various knowledge partners on the title Resilience Infrastructure for a Better Tomorrow. As all you know by now, the conference objective was a small effort to support Nepal's economy towards prosperity through the development of resilient and sustainable infrastructures. We organized this conference to celebrate the SCAF's 29th anniversary as well. This conference related to a broad arena of resilient infrastructural development in the context of disaster risk reduction and climate change adaptation initiatives inclusive of relevant aspects of the engineering and consulting profession, sharing knowledge and experience between its member firms and international delegates. The conference, we believe, lived to the expectation and to be instrumental in providing valuable feedback to the Government of Nepal, policymakers, and multitude of project actors and stakeholders in the infrastructural development of a resilient national building. The international conference will believe provided a forum for building effective networking and fostering cooperation with international societies like earlier TCD PAP, country societies of consulting firm and Asia Pacific Community FIDIC aspect of the International Federation of Consulting Engineers. The conference also aimed to develop a platform for Nepalese consulting firms to seek opportunities in the international consulting market through business networking and international firms with the international firms, partners organization in ASPAC region, FIDIC members and friendly countries. The conference was also intended to introduce international firms on the consulting and business environment in Nepal at a time when the government is seeking more investment in the infrastructure sector. The gap in the technical knowledge and experience between the Nepalese and international consultants must be minimized by creating an enabling environment for sharing of knowledge and experience. Therefore, to initiate dialogue between international partners, Nepalese consulting sector, and government bodies for creating an enabling environment, the participants of the conference must have utilized this platform fully. On behalf of SCAP, I would like to welcome and extend hearty thanks to our chief guest, Engineer Shankar Nath Rimal, for gracing this occasion, and all the distinguished guests, invitees, international and national participants, conference sponsors and journalists, in this August evening for participating in the closing session of the conference and 29th SCAF Day celebration. Enjoy the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Sharma, for your impactful words. I would like to now move forward with the session. While the signing of the MOU was going on, one of our dignitaries have arrived into the hall as well. I would like for all of you to give a hand to Engineer Mahendra Bahadur Gurung, past President of Nepal Engineers Association and former CEO of Pancheshwar Hydroelectric Project. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in inviting Architect Rajesh. I have also received information that we also have Gopal Sigdel sir among us. Please give him a round of applause, everyone. I'm very sorry, extremely sorry for the for the few mistakes. I would like to invite Architect Rajesh Thapa onto the stage for the felicitation of our dignitaries. Okay. We will be doing it on the floor. Engineer Bal Sundar Malla, past President of SCAF, Coordinator. Extremely sorry. Firstly, for our chief guest, Engineer Sankar Nath Rimal. A big round of applause, everyone. I would also like to recognize the Resolution Committee, Engineer Bal Sundar Malla, past President of SCAF, Architect Kishore Thapa, former Secretary of Government of Nepal, Engineer Mahendra Bahadur Gurung, past President of Nepal Engineers Association and former CEO of Pancheshwar Hydropower Project, Engineer Professor Dr. Tri Ratna Bajracharya, President of Nepal Engineers Association, Engineer Birendra Raj Pandey, Vice President of Confederation of Nepalese Industries, and Architect Anju Malla, President of Society of Nepalese Architects. On behalf of the Resolution Committee, I would like to invite to the dais Engineer Mahendra Bahadur Gurung, past President of Nepal Engineers Association and former CEO of Pancheshwar Hydropower Project for the wrap-up, summarization, and resolution presentation. Please welcome him with a round of applause, everyone.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So now we are at the closing of our 3-day international conference. And this particular responsibility has been given to us, the Resolution Committee. Now, just about the conference, you can all read about this 3-day conference held November 18 to 20. It was jointly organized by NRA and SCAFE. We all know about this. This is just a formality. How it has been just to inform the gathering and to other people about how it has been organized. So there are at least 30 international representatives from 10 foreign countries and associations. Sorry. Oh, yeah, look at the samasya. Hey, Babu. Okay. And more than 200 participants in total from Nepal have attended this. Now, resolution committee, we six are there under the leadership of our senior architect and engineer, Bal Sundar Malla sir, and we have Kishore Thapa, we have Professor Dr. Triratna Bajracharya, former Dean of IOE and a sitting President of Nepal Engineers Association, myself, Engineer Birendra Raj Pandey, Vice President of CNI, and Architect Anju Malla, who is President of SONA. At this particular time, I would like to thank and express my gratefulness to all these leadership and members of this resolution committee who have given their valuable advice, suggestions to complete this particular task. And along with us, there are at least 4 rapporteurs who were also with us, and I would like to thank them as well for this particular task. Without their reporting, this could not have been possible. Again, okay. Next time. Okay. Now, my presentation would be like this one. How we have designed is, we'll just talk a little bit about introduction, then the 4 major sessions that took place. According to that major sessions, we have framed this particular resolution. First, we will talk about the summary of each sessions, like challenges, resilience in practice, innovation and heritage conservation, investment needs. Then we'll talk about recommendations for better tomorrow, because the better tomorrow is one of the very key words of this particular international conference. And finally, we will present resolution. So I will go a little bit faster in summarizing these sessions so that we can give more time on resolution. This is all we know about total sessions 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then just a definition, because this particular word, resilient, is very important for this conference. There are 2 things. Resilient means to be able to absorb the shocks and get back to original position. That is in principle, theory. Now, what we can mean in our job, that means to be better able to deliver the services during and after natural shocks. 51 minutes? Okay. Okay, good. Now, I would like to start with 3 quotes from Right Honorable Vice President. This is very important. If the assigned works are completed quicker, the country will progress quicker. If delayed, the country will fall behind. We should keep in mind about what state of country we will hand over to our next generation. And the third, engineers' role must make sure that there is no space for compromise within the broader agreement of an undertaking. So this was a very great words he had spoken to all of us. Now, where we are, this is the situations. We all know we are not in a very good position if we talk about the global ranking. And then the challenges that were dealt in the first session is about, you can read the figures. Now, to catch up with the global economic pace in the next 20 years, they took about 40 and 60 years, but we need to do the same thing in 20 years. That's the biggest challenge. Now, policy challenges are there, and then the question of design, construction, and inadequate data, skill, manpower. Again, on the challenges, financial constraints, approach of contracting, lowest cost, lowest rate, government policy is not consistent, huge resource and capacity gap. And now what we experience is donor-driven approach rather than owner-driven approach, the mistaken mindset, disjointed institutional arrangements, too much water, too less water, national water policies and updation of acts badly lacking, policy inconsistency with the change of government. And now the next session, that was in resilience in practice. People live in hazard-prone areas like land having steep slopes and floodplains. Municipalities are dumping wastes and constricting the waterway. Resilient spatial planning, growth management should include these things. And the 2015 Gorkha earthquake caused an estimated loss of 132 billion in private sector. Now PPP for earthquake risk management, this one is there, and let all the employers comply with the NBC and DRM Act 2017 that was delivered in this session. Historic core cities are to be rebuilt and conserved with the earthquake emergency urban regeneration plan that was talked, regional cooperation on climate change. And then the third session was, actually it was the fourth session, but it's about innovative technology and heritage conservation. The documentation of lessons learned by the USAIDs, this was very important for health and education facilities. The post-disaster recovery framework 2016 needs to be followed, and walkability is useful in creating resilient urban mobility. Pedestrianizations is the basis of sustainable mobility, helps in social harmonization of communities, and helps in reducing air pollution, thus enhancing cohesiveness of society. Okay. Furthermore, in innovative technology, innovative tools, instruments, and materials for safeguarding the traditional construction materials, providing better solution for earthquake resistance, pedestrianization cities for sustainable urban mobility. In-depth knowledge is essential for indigenous and innovative technology. Careful adoption of indigenous and innovative technology with modern materials and heritage conservation. The innovative technology is desirable to minimize the huge economic loss due to natural disaster worldwide. Now, this was the fourth and final session that took place today. In South Asian region, 2 to 7% of national GDP is allocated for climate resilience, whereas less than 1% is being allocated in Nepal. Financial tools, instruments for project financing have not been utilized in Nepal. around 30% of the project budget is being lost in the course of financial management procedures. This is one of the serious issues that was raised. And harmonization, PPP practice in Nepal is still in rudimentary stage. Harmonization of investment among the 3 tiers of the government in federal setup. Investment Board Nepal is promoting foreign direct investment in project development and investment. Now, depending on all those sessions, we try to give some recommendations for better tomorrow. Ensure adequate resources to national priority projects so as to complete them on time with quality. Create a conducive policy environment to promote national consultancy industry to grow. Allocate a budget equivalent to around 10% of the national budget to enhance resilient infrastructure. पहिला हामीले सेभ गरेको आएन जस्तो लागिरहेको छ मलाई. The corporate organizations exhibit their social responsibility by allocating at least 1% of their income as CSR. यो चाहिँ corporate social responsibility fund the corporate organizations should exhibit. This is what we have done. These are more recommendations. Designs for more resilient infrastructures in transport, power, water supply, etc. would need an incremental cost of around 3%. In the same way, the other activities would require 2%. So more or less 5% extra investment will be required. 1 rupee invested in resilience gives about 4 rupees equivalent of benefit. Okay. Invest in regulations and planning in the early stages of project design to include these things. Retrofitting, federalization, and documentation are the measures of resilience. Set aside around 10% of total investment on road infrastructure of road safety, for road safety. Translate the donor-driven funding approach into the owner-driven funding approach. Esma, alikati, I doubt the things that we, Kishore sir, the things that we included, I think it was somehow not saved or what? Yeah. Anyway, maybe kind of incomplete. Let's see. Resolutions. Ensure adequate resources for resilient infrastructure of national importance. Okay? Ensure adequate resources. Create conducive environment to promote national consulting industry to grow by promulgating consulting acts. I think it's there, yeah. Now, third, contracts for construction and consultancy shall be based on workable rates rather than the lowest bid amount and adopting the principles of fair play. The corporate organizations shall exhibit their social responsibility by allocating at least 1% of their income as CSR fund for supporting resilient infrastructure development. I would just like to know from the floor, among these, because these resolutions are, they need to be kind of ratified by the august audience. In these 4 points, do we agree? Okay, good. Now, second page, resolutions. Consider the needs of economically and socially vulnerable communities during project planning and implementation. Adopt comprehensive approach in planning, financing, and engineering in developing resilient infrastructure by engaging all the stakeholders. ensure adequate investment in producing and retaining skilled human resources within the country. Promote domestic consulting firms and construction companies by engaging them in large projects. Agreed? Okay, now this is the final page. Enhance institutional memory of the knowledge and experience gained by NRA from the Gorkha earthquake 2015 and set up a framework for sharing and disseminating of the same. Adequate resources shall be allocated for further research and development of resilient infrastructure. Infrastructure development projects shall be planned and executed in the context of local government, local environment, economic and socio-cultural perspectives. Now, create conducive environment for foreign direct investment, multinational companies, and public-private partnership by fiscal and legal reforms.
Thank you.
First, did we agree on this? Okay, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gurung, for the acute summarization of all the presentations and sessions and for the recommendations in order to have a better tomorrow as well. Please, everyone, give him a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to request you to give a warm welcome to Engineer Gopal Prasad Sigdel, Joint Secretary of the Ministry of Physical Planning and Transport, for his address. Please, everyone, welcome him with a round of applause.
Thank you very much. Respected chair of this session, chief guest, distinguished guest, ladies and gentlemen. Very good evening and namaskar. First of all, I would like to thank the organizer for providing me this opportunity to come in this August event and deliver my few words in this very forum, SCAF 3rd International Conference. Being from the engineering profession, I and all of us are aware of the difficulties of this sector. To build a better future and more realistic profession, CBDIC, Construction Business Development Implementation Committee, which I head in Ministry of Physical Infrastructure and Transport, is always here to extend its association to organize such a beautiful event. I further extend my sincere gratitude to the organizer for organizing such an excellent event and bringing the client, consultant, and contractor to a common platform and discuss the issues and challenges in the forum. A lot deliberation in technical subject matter has been discussed, and a common resolution as an outcome, as a precious proceeding has been expected, would be a souvenir to us, all of us engineers. Last but not the least, I would like to congratulate the SCAF for its 29th anniversary and express my sincere gratitude to the organizer for this beautiful event, 3rd International Conference. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sigdel, for your words and for your presence in the 3rd International Conference. Now, dear guests, join me in welcoming to the dais Honorable Engineer Sushil Bhatta from the National Planning Commission for his address. Please welcome him with a huge round of applause, everyone. Please keep the applause coming.
Well, the chief guest of the closing session, Engineer Shankar Nath Rimal, the special guest, Mr. Sushil Gemwali, CEO, NRA, and other special guests and dignitaries, all the distinguished participants, international guests, and the entire fraternity of consulting engineers. Well, I was invited in a short notice, and I was telling the General Secretary of SCAF that we are doing some meaningful work in relation to development management. Well, to talk to you on planning perspective, National Planning Commission has formulated approach paper for 15th periodic plan. And while formulating approach paper for 15th periodic plan, due care has been given in terms of carrying issues relating to disaster mitigation in the policy document. But now we are in phase of detailing the plan. So for policy costing and for vis-a-vis sectoral costing, we are trying best to see that we duly take care of climate change adjustment as well. The global agenda of development and national agenda does give importance on the sustainable economy, and vis-a-vis for an economy to be sustainable, it is important that we build in resilient and sustainable infrastructure. So that's why we talk build back better. So very clearly outlined by Dr. Mahendra Gurung right now on the key aspects that were taken care of towards formulating, the resolution, or he clearly pinpointed the challenges we are going through, the problems we have, but it is now wherein the consulting engineers, architects, and all of us have to join hands towards designing the solution for all the problems we have, be it on planning, right from planning, whether our projects and programs are driven by plan or not is where we got to think of. And I see that this fraternity's role is really enhanced, and we need to be accountable, and we got to participate. As in development actors, yes, there's client, there's government, not only government, a private sector could be also a client, and there's consulting engineer, there are contractors. And we all are accountable, and we got to maintain that synergy. So how is that going to be maintained is the real thought of an hour. So I have spoken not much. You're the eminent personalities here. We have deliberated on issues relating to ensure that we have a resilient infrastructure. I just would like to let you know we have done need assessment, costing and financing gap. And we have stipulated a tentative cost, I would say, we require towards developing, for achieving sustainable development goals. We do have to, graduate from least developed country to a developing country. And to become a middle income country, we required annual average investment, or our annual average annual requirement of investment stands at 18.37 billion US dollar. And we do have gap of around 5.31. And we see the 45% of the contribution got to be made from private sector. In that private sector, we are there as a consulting engineer who got to be involved with the total project and program life cycle. I would say in program life cycle as well, because the program might also be carrying list of projects. So that is where the consulting engineer's role is enhanced. Right from the stage, as very clearly outlined the resolution also, we got to be very specific while we are planning and designing a project. We got to see the attributes of the projects or the specs of the projects will withstand all the shocks. So in order to make a resilient infrastructure, we got to be very determined and committed that whatever we are going to invest is for a resilient infrastructure. So just to let you know, in this August gathering, National Planning Commission has prepared a general guideline for National Project Bank. Well, in a global market, they say sustainable project pipeline. So the general guideline has already been made. And to be very honest to you, right after making my small remark, I have to rush back to National Planning Commission. A team is waiting for me. Adhering to, abiding to the principle of National Project Bank, I am so happy the 753 governments, out of them 575 of them have very actively adopted the principle of Project Bank, and they have committed that they will try to ensure that no ad hocism prevail. So they have identified, they have developed the project, and they have requested us. So as part of distribution, being a coordinator of distribution committee for special grant and matching grant, we are taking decisions by tomorrow, and I'm very happy the project planning concept have started from the subnationals. And I really need to see, and we all really need to see in future, no ad hocism prevail, and we do give importance to sectoral prioritization. So with this, I have already been notified, and I do agree time is important for all of us. I was able to, really witness the 2 MOUs that was signed. So this is where the partnership should be fostered between 2 fraternities, from India and as well from SCAF, and along with the Society of, Nepalese Engineers in America. So looking forward to see that, we move ahead in a collaborative approach, adopting, absorbing some innovative approach that have been tested in global market, and obviously be partnership of, exchanging knowledge and expertise. With this, I would like to congratulate the organizers, and also would like to thank the organizers for inviting me today at the closing session. And with this, I would like to thank you all and have a very pleasant evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bhatta, for highlighting issues in development and encouraging the parties involved to act and practice sincerely. Without further ado, since Mr. Bhatta has to leave soon, we will be giving the token of love right now. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, sir. Please give him a warm round of applause, everyone. I would like to move forward with the program and invite Mr. Engineer Sushil Gyawali, CEO of NRA, onto the stage for a short address. Please welcome him with a round of applause, everyone.
Thank you very much. Respected Chairperson of the SCAF, our Honorable Chief Guest, Sankarnath Nirmal, and all the dignitaries in the dais, and all the participants presented here in this hall. Thank you very much for providing this opportunity to talk a little bit here. Actually, this conference under the topic of resilience infrastructure for better tomorrow has really been very important, and then the resolutions just now that have been adopted by this conference has really been given a sort of direction for the government, for the private sectors, for the civil society, and for all that to go ahead for the future. And then what sort of a roadmap that we have to take in the future. So that is, I think, is one of the very important sort of the achievement of this conference. For this, I really would like to congratulate, and also I'm very much thankful to the participants from the side of the organizer that that has been adopted by this conference. And actually, on the two sort of there are the many more areas where from the side of the government, and especially from the side of the National Reconstruction Authority, that we also have to look into, and we also have to adopt our own policies and also own working approach also in that direction. On that, just I would like to say only 2 points. One, actually, in regards to the institutional memory and the experiences that has been gained during the time of this reconstruction and recovery to transfer to the future generation, and also to transfer to in the other part of the world, and that to have the wider disseminations. I have also mentioned during the time of this opening session as well that we are also going to have the documentations of all those sort of the activities and the sort of the actions and the approaches, whatever we did, and the lessons learned that we have, and that will be documented. We are already taking that approach, and in that sense, I really would like to appreciate that this conference also has also given us sort of the suggestions and the feedback and the resolutions in that directions, which we are also going to make presentations also among all of you within the next year. And the coming year, this year actually will be the year for the reconstruction and recovery, that for the NRA, that will be making the documentations and also making the different levels of the workshops, seminars, and share ourselves and take that and also make an international conference in the coming November. So that we can share to the entire world. So in that sense, the NRA has already adopted that. And then I would like to ensure in this hall that we are already taken that and will take forward also. And then for this, I really would like to request you all that please participate on that from you, because this is the whole, the human resource and the experts and the team. We have really make the recovery and the reconstruction, the achievement that we have made. I have already mentioned in the opening session that whatever level of the achievement that we have made, it is because of you as well. So that's why these congratulations and also the thanks is also goes to you as well. That's why please also participate on all of the sort of the experiences and the knowledge that has been gained through yourself as well. Please write that, please document that, please provide that to the NRA, so that we'll really take it forward and the government will take it forward, so that it will be handed over to the next sort of the entity that we are talking about, the National Disaster Risk Management Authority, which is very soon going to be established. And secondly, especially in the urban housing or the heritage conservations and the whatever the suggestions and the feedback has been provided through the resolution over here, that is also will be taken care. Certainly, because we concentrated more in the housing sector in the rural areas more, and then we focus on that, and we have achieved the certain level already there, and then that is really good sort of progress is there. But now there is also that we have to also concentrate now in the urban housing, where the heritage conservations and the traditional settlements are integrated to each other, which we have to look in an integration. So for this, we also now going to focus on that, and for which I really would like to request you all the experts and the engineers all to also give us the feedback and suggestions in that direction, so that we'll also look into that in that level. Also, we really would like to get your assistance on that, and we'll be working together. And for this, actually, finally, what I would like to say that the NRA is really going to establish the earthquake museum in the Dharara, which is going to be is under the process of the construction, and we'll be having that museum over there. And also, we are going to establish the research center on the earthquake and as well as the overall disaster risk management in the Institute of Engineering as well. We are already having the dialogue and the discussion on that. Already a certain sort of resources have already been managed for that. And in this year, we are also going to have that, so that whatever level the experiences and the lessons learned, that will be retained for the future generation. So with this, I conclude myself here, and I really would like to again thank to all the participants from the side of the NRA, from the side of the government of Nepal, and as well as being an organizer. Thank you very much for all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gyawali, for assuring us that the NRA is working tirelessly in the path of reconstruction and effective and efficient development of the physical infrastructure. Thank you all for being so patient with us. We have a small treat for you, the Tappa dance performed by the performers from Sadhana Kala Kendra. Please welcome the performers with a round of applause, everyone. truly wonderful, wonderful performance from the dancers of Sadhana Kala Kendra. Please, everyone, give them another round of applause. Now, moving forward with the program, I would like to invite Engineer Krishna Prasad Sapkota, General Secretary of SCAF, to the dais so that he can facilitate the recognition session. Please welcome him with a round of applause, everyone.
Respected Chief Guest of the session, CEO of Nepal National Reconstruction Authority, respected guests, Director General of different departments, President of different professional societies, past President of SCAF, all the distinguished guests, international participants and national participants. Today, we are celebrating the 29th anniversary of SCAF. It's the long journey of SCAF. On the occasion of SCAF Day, today we are celebrating SCAF Day, and on the occasion of SCAF Day, we provided the different awards to our member firm, our staff working in the member firm, and 2 awards. One is Kesamman Amatya, our past president, late Kesamman Amatya, on the memory of his past president. We provided the Kesamman Amatya Young Engineers Excellence Award, and another one, SCAF Young Architect Award. We provided the 2 awards as well. I would like to request Engineer Shravan Thapa, Award Committee Chair, to the dais. And I would like to request President of SCAF, Mr. Architect Rajesh Thapa, to the dais. I would like to request Engineer Shravan Thapa regarding the procedure of selection of awardee. Just only highlight about the procedure of selection process. Before that, I would like to Trustee of KMA Award, Ms. Tara Amata, on the dais.
Chair of this closing session, chief guest, special guest, and all other distinguished person, and ladies and gentlemen. Being the president of chair of the Token and Award Committee, I want to share how brief process of the selection of the awardees. First of all, we have issued the letter to all 4 universities, Pokhara University, TU, Tribhuvan University, Purvanchal University, Kathmandu University, on 14th October, to send the name of top 5 civil engineer and architect engineer for the selection process. When we received the name of all 5 students, we just received the name from the Tribhuvan University and Pokhara University. We could not receive the name list from the Purvanchal University and Kathmandu University as well. When we received all the name, then we contact the students and send their CVs and their photocopies of the certificates and application. From 20 students, we received application from just 18 students. And when we received the application, then we screen. And the screen process was we have just the 3 criteria. We evaluate from the SLC mark sheet, intermediate or +2 mark sheet, and then bachelor's degree. From this mark sheet, we evaluate and select the 5 students in both category. And then they are called for the final interview process. And in interview, we invite the past president Badarlal Nachu sir and engineer Lakshman Keshi, our president, escape president Rajesh sir, and myself, and for the as the visitor, and trustee Tara Amate also presented in the interview process. And that was concluded on the 14th November. And from that committee selected, there was already set out criteria, 4 criteria, mainly family background and economic status of the graduates, new graduates, personality, and future plan, and extracurricular activities. We just considered in these 4 criteria. And then as per this criteria, we select the awardee, winner of the award. And here we invited all the 5 graduates, fresh graduates here, and we are providing the certificate to all those students, and we provide the cash prize, 75,000 cash prize, and certificate to the winner in each criteria, in each category. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Shravan sir. I would like to request all the participant students who attended the interview for the final awardee. I would like to call Biva Adhikari. Biva Adhikari, Utsav Neupane, Vinod Pokhrel. All 3 are from the Pulcho campus, Lalitpur. Surjan Tiwari, Pokhara Engineering College, Kanski. Krishna Chand, National Academy of Science and Technology, Koilali. I request all the brother and sister to on the desk, on the left side. Similarly, other 5, these are selected for the Kesabman Amate Young Engineer Excellent Award. These are the 5 contestants for the interview. Similarly, I would like to call SCAF Young Architect Excellent Award 5 awardees. This Sabina Tuladar, Mr. Paval Dahal, Ms. Lida Singh, Ms. Shreya Shrestha, and Ms. Dikshata Sai. All 5 students, please sit on the left side. Another side, please. I would like to request our chief guest of the session, Engineer Shankar Nath Rimal, on the desk. These are all top students of the universities. However, we have the certain criteria and their commitment based on the interview and jury. For the KMA, yeah, I would like to request our volunteers to provide the token of appreciation for the student. Okay. Krishna Chand. Okay. No. Vinod Pokhrel. Okay. Vinod Pokhrel. Dikshata Sai. Dikshata Sai. Please clap your hand, big hand. Shreya Shrestha. Lija Singh. Prabal Dahal. Viva Adhikari. Usab Neupane. Surjan Tiwari. Krishna Chand. Subina Tuladar. We provided all token of appreciation. Now, I would like to announce the winner among these awardees. Kesamman Amatya Young Engineer Excellence Award is awarded to Mr. Krishna Chand. Big hand. Similarly, SCAP Young Architect Excellence Award is awarded to Ms. Subina Tuladar. I request President and Chief Guests to provide the check of 75,000 to both awardees, Ms. Subina Tuladar and Krishna Chand. This check has no meaning, so I would like to provide the original check to them as well. Now it's time to the group photo session. Thank you very much. All the students and winner of the tournament, winner of this contest. Sorry. Now it's time for the SCAP award. We provided the 25 years establishment certificate to the member firm. This year, we are going to award the 2 member firm that established the 25 years ago. BN Consultancy, representing Lakshmana Acharya. I would like to call Mr. Lakshmana Acharya on the dais. Award of appreciation. This the society proudly bestowed this award of appreciation to MSBN Consultancy Private Limited for the valuable and continued contribution made towards the development of consulting industry for over the 25 years in Nepal. This certificate of recognition is presented on the occasion of 29th SCAP anniversary. Krishna Sapkota, General Secretary, and Rajesh Thapa, President SCAP. Similarly, please clap your hand. I would like to request another firm member representing CDEF consultant, Dr. Hariram Shrestha, who is past president of SCAF as well, and immediate past president of Nepal Engineers Association as well. Congratulations to CDEF consultant. Okay, if here is Govinda Malik or not, if the Govinda Malik is available, Director of CDEF Consultant, I would like to request on the dais. Govinda Malik, sir, please. Okay, thank you. No staff. This time? Okay, group photo session. Now I would like to call Dr. Chandrabahadur Shrestha on the dais. As an organizer of our conference, we would like to provide the one token of love on behalf of the SCAF. As the deputy convener of the conference, he provides his efforts for the successful completion of this 3 days conference. So I would like to request chief guest and president of SCAF to hand over this token of love. Okay, I would like to thank President and our Chief Guest, Sankarnath Rimal, to take your seat. Now it's time for the Sadhana Kala Kendra. Before the session of Sadhana Kala Kendra, I would like to request Trustee of Tara Amatya, Trustee Mr. Tara Amatya, to provide his short speech on this special occasion. Madam. Teacher, madam. Madam, to sit down.
यस सभाका सभापतिज्यू, प्रमुख अतिथिज्यू, उपस्थित भद्र महिला तथा सज्जन वृन्दमा मेरो नमस्कार। म तारा अमात्य। मेरो श्रीमान श्री केशवमान अमात्यको जीवनको परिकल्पनालाई साकार रूप दिनको लागि हामीले 2072 सालमा आजकै दिन श्री केशवमान अमात्य एक्सिलेन्सी अवार्डको स्थापना गरिएको थियो। आज हामीले यस केशवमान अमात्य एक्सिलेन्सी अवार्डबाट नेपालको उत्कृष्ट विश्वविद्यालयहरूबाट उत्कृष्ट अङ्क प्राप्त गर्नुहुने 6 जना विद्यार्थीहरूलाई सम्मान गर्ने अवसर प्राप्त गर्यौं। अब हाम्रो यो केशवमान अमात्य एक्सिलेन्सी अवार्डबाट सम्मानित विद्यार्थीहरू हाम्रो देशको कर्णधार हुनुभएको छ। यस अवार्डबाट पूर्व सम्मानित विद्यार्थीहरू श्री ईशान्त शर्मा, श्री सलिना श्रेष्ठ र रजिना श्रेष्ठ अहिले यो इन्टरनेसनल सेमिनारमा सहभागी भई सहयोगीको भूमिका पनि निभाउनु भएको छ। मेरो श्रीमान श्री केशवमान अमात्यले शिक्षा, स्वास्थ्य, संस्कार र संस्कृतिलाई सधैँ प्राथमिकतामा राखेर अगाडि बढ्नु भएको थियो। आफ्नो जीवनकालमा उहाँले शिक्षा क्षेत्रमा धेरै कामहरू गर्न बाँकी भएको थियो। अब जुन कामको जिम्मेवारी हाम्रा एक्सिलेन्सी अवार्डबाट सम्मानित विद्यार्थीहरूले पूर्ण गर्नुहुनेछ र उहाँहरूको काँधमा यो जिम्मेवारी आएको छ। स्वास्थ्यको क्षेत्रमा नेपाल क्यान्सर हस्पिटल हरिसिद्धि स्थित नेपाल क्यान्सर सपोर्ट ग्रुपमा क्यान्सरको उपचार नेपालमै हुन्छ भन्ने सन्देश र क्यान्सरबाट कसरी बच्ने भन्ने सचेतनाको लागि केशवमान अमात्य फाउन्डेसनले हरेक दिन क्यान्सर सर्भाइभल ग्रुपलाई सहयोगीको रूपमा हामीले उहाँहरूलाई सेवा प्रदान गरिरहेको छौँ। अब हामीले उहाँको देशप्रतिको माया, मोह र मार्गदर्शनको लागि निरन्तरता दिनको लागि हाम्रा विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरूले स्काफसँग हातेमालो गर्दै उहाँ मेरो श्रीमानको जुन सपना थियो त्यो सपनालाई साकार रूपमा रूपान्तरित गर्नुहुनेछ भन्ने पूर्ण विश्वास लिएको छु। अन्तमा स्काफको 29औं जन्मदिवसको शुभकामना एवं तेस्रो अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय कन्फरेन्सलाई सफल बनाउन भूमिका निभाउनुहुने सबैलाई बधाई दिन चाहन्छु र यो केशवमान अमात्य एक्सिलेन्सी अवार्डको आयोजक कमिटीलाई धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Mrs. Tara Amatya. I would like to move forward with the program and invite to the stage the performers from Sadhana Kala Kendra to perform a Tamang Selo dance. Please welcome them all with a round of applause, everyone. Please do not be stingy with the applause.
रोसीमा खोलाले बगायो गएको हिउँदोमा देखेको सानी अहिले पो मलाई सक्यायो हाम्रो त बाजेको पालामा बाजेले भन्थ्यो हेर्ने बिहानी दिउँसोमा बखरामा हेर बेलुकी भैँसीको घुम्नमा
A truly, truly energetic performance by the performers from Sadhana Kala Kendra. Please everyone give them a round of applause. I'm sure this energetic performance was a treat to the eyes after the intellectual discussions throughout the entire day. We have a few other things before the program can be concluded. I would like to invite to the dais our chief guest, Engineer Sankar Nath Rimal, for a short address. Please welcome him with a round of applause, everyone.
In this place. And also, I am very pleased to see my dear friend Amitabh Gosal and Madam Gosal with us. You see, he is my class friend from 1953 to 57, and we are in touch ever since. Now, of course, through Facebook. Anyway, now to see him in person is really a pleasure, and say really, I am really happy that you organized to bring him down to Kathmandu. Thank you for that. And also, thank you for giving me such an honor. I am really not very much in the circulation nowadays, and my activities are mostly limited to fine art, architecture, and religious architecture especially, and writing books and articles on whatever I've done previously. But this is an opportunity where I feel at home, because I have been doing this for a very long time, and because it needs a lot of energy, I really withdraw myself from wasting, using so much of energy which I don't have. So it gives me pleasure to use less energy and create more noise. Anyway, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, all the organizers and my friend. I see a lot of my friends, my old friends' faces. Really, it is a pleasure. It is an honor to be with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your address. Please give our chief guest a huge round of applause, everyone. We have seen a couple of dances throughout this closing session. I think it's high time we listen to a musical performance as well. I would like to invite the singers from Sadhana Kala Kendra onto the stage for a short musical performance. The singers from Sadhana Kala Kendra, I would like to invite you onto the stage. Please, everyone, welcome them with a huge round of applause.
गुड इभिनिङ, नमस्कार। उपस्थित सम्पूर्ण अतिथिगणहरू सबैलाई धेरै धेरै यो रात्रिकालीन अभिवादन। हामी पेश गर्दैछौँ एउटा पुरानो नेपाली नम्बर, स्वीकार्नुहोस्। स्क्यापको सँगको सहकार्यमा धेरै वर्ष भयो जोडेको राजेश सर लगायत स्क्याप परिवारप्रति धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु।
दिल्लीमा
बिर्सना विरतीको मिठो तिर्सना हो सकिँदैन चट्ट मेटिन ओ पहिलो बसन्तको नयाँको पिला मन लाग्यो चट्ट टिपना हो
विरतीको मिठो तिर्सना सकिँदैन चट्ट टिपना हो पहिलो बसन्तको नयाँको पिला हुँदैन है चट्ट टिपना हो
विरतीको मिठो तिर्सना टिप्नै पर्छ सुन्दर फुल नटिपे है ओइली झर्छ टिप्नै पर्छ सुन्दर फुल नटिपे है ओइली झर्छ
पहिलो बसन्तको नयाँको पिला हुँदैन है चट्ट टिपना
विरतीको मिठो तिर्सना हो सकिँदैन चट्ट बिर्सना हो पहिलो बसन्तको नयाँको पिला मन लाग्यो चट्ट टिपना हो विरतीको मिठो तिर्सना
चिनेको मान्छेलाई माया दिन नहुने गाउँ घर चट्ट बिर्सना
विरतीको मिठो तिर्सना सकिँदैन चट्ट मेटिन ओ पहिलो बसन्तको नयाँको पिला मन लाग्यो चट्ट टिपना विरतीको मिठो तिर्सना
त्यस्तै होला माया भन्ने मिठो मिठो टाढा बिज्ने त्यस्तै होला माया भन्ने मिठो मिठो टाढा बिज्ने
भनु भने कसरी भनु कति काठो बाँधे राखौँ पहिलो मायाको नयाँको पिला मन लाग्यो चट्ट टिपना हो विरतीको मिठो तिर्सना हो सकिँदैन चट्ट मेटिन
हो पहिलो बसन्तको नयाँको पिला हुँदैन है चट्ट टिपना
विरतीको मिठो तिर्सना हो सकिँदैन चट्ट मेटिन ओ पहिलो बसन्तको नयाँ नयाँको पिला मन लाग्यो चट्ट टिपना हो विरतीको मिठो तिर्सना हो चट्ट टिपना
बिर्सना चट्ट टिपना
you so much.
Thank you. Thank you to the singers for this melodious performance. Please give them another round of applause, everyone. Moving forwards, I would like to invite Architect Rajesh Thapa, President of SCAF and Conference Chair, onto the stage for the concluding address.
Good evening, namaskar to everybody. The chief guest of the session, a renowned, very senior engineer, Sankandar Rimal, our co-organizer, chair, CEO of NRA, Sushil Gewali ji. We've got with us the Joint Secretary of Ministry of Physical Infrastructure and Transport, Gopal Singh Deel. Of course, we just heard honorary member of the National Planning Commission, Sushil Bhatta, and of course, we've got the past president of Nepal Engineers Association, who was responsible for the presentation of the wrap-up and summarization and the resolutions. Mahendra Gurung, Dr. Mahendra Gurung, with us. And of course, all my SCAF friends, including Mrs. Tara Mathia, the trustee of the KMA Award. We started just 2 days ago, and it seems so fast. Everything goes off very fast, and must congratulate, I think, the team that was behind in making this conference. Because of the very strong team, committed team, I feel that I'm proud to be standing up here. The theme of the conference was very timely selected, because of which I think the NRA, when we spoke to them, if I would use the right words, they jumped in to be our partners as well. And this is, I think, commendable by the authors for the theme. I must thank them again. The address that we heard on the first day by the keynote address speaker, when I got the information after that, it was really wonderful and very informative. I think even the vice president as the chief guest also spoke equally well. And then, of course, our chair for the session, Sushil Gewali ji, also added it up and wrapped it up very well. I think the opening showed the beginning for the conference. And that made the whole thing very effective. We started off yesterday with the themes and the speakers, the paper presenters, the keynote speakers, the paper presenters, the chairpersons. I think everybody did their part very well. And that's why we had a very smooth conference that was going on, right up to this afternoon when we finished the conference. The only apology that I can make is that we went half an hour late. And that went late because I think the interactions were interesting. And no chairperson could avoid not receiving the questions. And that went late. But again, I think in the whole conference, I must thank again the team. The time management was perfect. And this again is a very good sign of professionalism. And this is where even today, although we started late, but we're keeping to the time. If you check your watches, we're still within 2.5 hours. And this is another excellent example as well. Anyway, I'm very, very happy that, all of you have, without any reservations, appreciated and passed and approved the resolutions that were presented. I think the 3 pages of resolutions that we had have all been accepted. This, as we heard from our speakers from the government, they all said that yes, we are going to please, hand it over now to us so that we can make the move forward with the objective that has been recommended from here. I'm sure the NRA will make every effort to have the resolutions implemented. I'm sure, in the dialogues that we're going to have in April, as well as the international conference that's planned for November, these things will be reflected again in those presentations. We had, our awards for the KMA Excellent Engineers Award, the SCAF Architects Award. I'm very, very, grateful to all of them. They were equally very good, and I, as a member of the committee, found it very, very difficult, or at least we all found it very, very difficult to really select the right person. But I'm sure we got the right person. And congratulations to Subina, architect, and to our friend Chand, who, were recognized as the winners. We hope SCAF, together with the trust that KMA, family has established, will work together for encouraging these young architects, engineers, which will help them for the future endeavors as well. We give awards not on scores, but on being a very deserving candidate. And this is where we differentiate. However, it also gives an opportunity for them when we have them awarded and be recognized, all of them, at a gathering like this, to seek opportunities within the consulting fraternity for better prospects as well. Congratulations, of course, to our firms who've attained 25 years plus of continued service and consultancy. We look forward for brighter future as well for them. Anyway, this conference has shown that we need to work very strongly on the resilient infrastructure and sustainable development, not only of buildings, but also of villages and urban areas as well. So let us work forward on that, and I think we need to see that the 15th periodic plan that NPC also makes will incorporate such things as well, as said by Honorable Sushil Bhattaji. I must, before I conclude, thank our chief guest, because in spite of his age, I think most of us are not born when he started studying engineering, 53 to 57, and it's an honor. And I take real pleasure that on a phone call, he accepted it. He said, okay, Rajesh, since you've called me, I will come. And I think that is the greatness and the humbleness of one of the very senior professionals that we have. Thank you very much. Enjoy the evening.
Thank you, Architect Rajesh Thapa, sir. Sir, I would like to request you to please stay on the stage. Proceeding forward with the program, we would be handing out the token of appreciation to our dignitaries. And I would like to invite our chief guest, Engineer Sankar Nath Rimal, onto the stage. Everybody, please keep the applause coming. Next, I would like to invite onto the stage our special guest, Gopal Prasad Sigdel, Joint Secretary of the Ministry of Physical Infrastructure and Transport. Please give him a round of applause, everyone. Also inviting onto the stage Engineer Mahendra Bahadur Gurung, past President of Nepal Engineers Association and former Chairman of Pancheshwar Hydroelectric Project. A round of applause for him as well, everyone. I would also like to invite Mrs. Tara Amatya, the KMA Award Trustee, onto the stage. Please welcome her with a round of applause, everyone. I would like to also invite the past president of SCAF, Sushilji, and all of the dignitaries to join us on stage for a group photo session. Also, members of the executive committee of SCAF, I would like to invite you onto the stage for the group photo session. I would also like to invite onto the stage Mr. Ghoshal and PE Dr. Karna to be part of this group photo session as well. I would also like to invite the members of the resolution committee to join us on the stage. Engineer Bal Sundar Mallo. Please join us on the stage. Architect Kishore Thapa. Engineer Professor Dr. Triratna Bajacharya. Engineer Birendra Raj Pandey. And architect Anju Malla Pradhan. Please give everyone a warm round of applause. Please keep the applause coming, everyone. I would also like to invite Engineer Birendra Pandey onto the stage. seems like he is not present. Yes, for the group photo session now. Thank you for coming to the dais, everyone, and gracing us with your presence. We have one last awarding session. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite the Vice President of SCAF, Tuklal Adhikari, as well as the Treasurer of SCAF, Ram Udar Yadav, onto the stage to present the token of appreciation to the sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause for Nikhil Agarwal from Shivam Cement, the platinum sponsor for this event. Next, I would like to invite Lakshmi Prasad Subedi from Surya Paints and Chemicals and New Technical Waterproofing and Infra Rehabilitation Private Limited, the silver sponsors for this event. Similarly, I would like to invite Gopal Shrestha from Acro Paints Limited, Blue Sky Traders, 7 Builders Private Limited, the silver sponsors of this event. Similarly, I would like to invite Achyut Kharel from Samantar Concrete Industries Private Limited onto the stage to receive the token of appreciation, the silver sponsors for this event. Next, I would like to invite Prashant Agarwal ji onto the stage from CMS Group, the silver sponsors for this event. Moving forward, I would like to invite Ritesh Amatya ji from ACME Group, the bronze sponsors for this event. Please welcome him with a round of applause, everyone. And if we may have a representative from Berger Paints on the stage. A representative from Berger Paints. If there is a representative from the CMS Group, I would like to invite you onto the stage, please. With that, I would like to conclude the token of appreciation handing ceremony. Thank you, the Vice President and the Treasurer, as well as the General Secretary. For the final speech, I would like to invite the Conference Secretary, Engineer Krishna Prasad Sapkota, onto the stage to give his vote of thanks. Please welcome him with a round of applause, everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Surena. Session Chair, President of ISCAF, Chief Guest, Sankarnath Rimal, sir. Now, I am going to conclude this 2 days conference. I remember that when I elected as the General Secretary and Mr. Rajesh Thapa elected as the President of the ISCAF, he always told me to organize the one international conference in Nepal. And 1 year before, we get the chance to visit the Sri Lanka FIDIC ASPAC conference along with Saroj Pradhan sir, Keshav Sharma sir, and we, around 15 delegates, we represent in the FIDIC ASPAC conference in the Sri Lanka. And this conference motivated us to organize this international conference. And during the 4-year tenure of our President Rajesh Thapa and myself, we decided to organize this international conference, and we succeeded. For the success of this conference and our ISCAF 29th anniversary, number of hands are together. First of all, I would like to thank organizer, National Reconstruction Authority, as an organizing partner, and co-organizer, ANSET and Federation Contractor Association of Nepal, FCAN. In the inauguration session, Right Honorable Vice President inaugurated our program. So I would like to thank our Right Honorable Vice President. And during the entire 2-day session, number of sessions here, respected keynote speaker, respected paper presenter, I would like to thank all the technical committee member, technical session, and technical session is led by our Vice President Tuklal Adhikari. Really, his continuous effort for the finalization of paper, keynote speech, keynote speaker, his continuous effort is very, very, very important for the success of this international conference. I would like to thank all the secretaries of government of Nepal, especially engineer secretaries, Director General of different departments, and special thanks to the Construction Business Development Implementation Committee, CBDIC, under the Ministry of Physical Infrastructure and Transport, who gives the financial support and technical support both for the successful completion of this project, for completion of this conference. I would like to thank the Dean of Institute of Engineering, Tirubhavan, and other institute under the Pokhara University and Kathmandu University, and my other colleagues in the executive committee, my joint secretary, Mr. Prakash Adhikari. He did the fabulous job on the occasion of this conference. All the logistic management is the very, very critical, and he did successfully. Similarly, Treasurer Ramudar Yadav, other executive committee member, conference manager, our Thakur Sharma, my committee member, all the committee member and past president who did the very, very valuable input for the completion of this conference. Besides this, I would like to thank all the international guests, participants from the different government organizations. Besides their presence, it will not be successful. All the journalists who continuously cover this news on the different media. We have the 12 knowledge partners, Nepal Engineers Association, Youth Community for Nepalese Contractors, Society of Nepalese Architect, Tunneling Association, Nepal Geotechnical Society, all of the professional society are hands with the SCAF. This is the professional strength of the SCAF. And I would like to thank all the sponsors, platinum sponsor, gold sponsor, bronze sponsor, and all the supporting hand for the success of financial support of this conference. At last, I would like to thank our SCAF Secretariat, Ms. Sunita and Lakshman, along with Suman, Rai, and other volunteers who provide their continuous contribution for the success of the program. And I would like to thank Hotel Radisson and their staffs for the success of this logistic support during the conference program. And I would like to thank CNI, this Consulting Association of India President, Mr. Amitabh, and Nepalese, Society of Nepalese Engineers, America, their president. And now we did the 2 MOU in the same year with the Consulting Association of China and India. Now SCAF have a north-south corridor for the development of cooperation, correspondence, and knowledge sharing. Thank you very much. And I would like to request all the participants and guests to enjoy the evening with a cocktail party and dinner. Thank you very much. And it's Sadhana Kala Kendra will continue the entertainment program, and we continue Sadhana Kala Kendra program.
I would like to invite onto the stage for the dance, for the Hutkeli dance performance from far western region, the performers from Sadhana Kala Kendra. Please welcome them with a round of applause, everyone. While the entertainment session is going on, the drinks would be provided outside as well. So for our guests who would like to grab a drink, you can go outside to grab a drink. For those who would want to stay for the performance, please stay for the performance. The dinner would also be served in half an hour or so. Thank you for your presence here, and I would like to extend my goodbyes as well. Have a good evening, everyone. Thank you.
पैसा भुला सकी जान्या हो नाम नरै
क्षमा चाहले बिनाजु क्षमा नमनाई जाने 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 क्षमा चाहले बिनाजु क्षमा 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 दुई आना दुई पैसा लाग्यो दाना सुपारीलाई कहिले सुख पाइनु हो कि कर्म दुखारीलाई क्षमा चाहले बिनाजु क्षमा 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 क्या छारे लैजानु हजुर क्या छारे लैजानु 60 वर्ष पुगेपछि सबैले गइजानु कालले देख्दा हामी सबै भागी भागी संसारमा नाता जोडौँ 4 दिनको लागि क्षमा चाहले बिनाजु क्षमा चाहले 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 लागि क्षमा चाहले बिनाजु
Thank you everyone for your presence and please enjoy the entertainment session.
थ्याङ्क यू हुड्क्युली कस्तो लाग्यो हजुरहरूलाई अबको प्रस्तुतिमा हामी साधना कला केन्द्रको विशेष प्रस्तुतितिर हामी लाग्दैछौँ इन्टरटेनमेन्ट भनिसक्नु भएको छ भर्खरै मात्र हामीले महानायक राजेश हमालको ट्रिब्युट कार्यक्रम गरेका थियौँ उहाँप्रति समर्पित गरेर अबको प्रस्तुतिमा हामीले डिसेम्बर 28 होटल सोल्टीमा एउटा विशेष कार्यक्रम गर्दैछौँ रञ्जित गजुमेरको एकल साँझ रञ्जित गजुमेर सरले कम्पोजिसन गर्नुभएको गीतहरूको एकल साँझ गर्दैछौँ जसमा भारतीय चर्चित गायिका पद्मभूषण श्री आशा भोसले म्याम पनि पाल्दै हुनुहुन्छ आशा भोसलेलाई पहिलोपटक नेपालमा ल्याउँदै हुनुहुन्छ सो आशा भोसलेले गाउनु भएको र रञ्जित गजुमेरले सङ्गीत दिनुभएको र रञ्जित गजुमेरको सङ्गीतको पहिलोपटक नेपाली गीत यो यहाँहरूमा पेश गर्छौँ यतिखेर हामी मसँग हुनुहुन्छ हाम्रो सुषमा विश्वकर्मा बहिनी उहाँको कुरा गर्नुपर्दा धेरै रियालिटी सोहरूमा उहाँले आफ्नो ट्यालेन्ट पेश गरिसक्नु भएको छ भर्खर
सबै